it still doesn't feel like, to me, like Orange Cassidy should be in the main event of a show.
Yeah, I agree. And by the record, we're live on our YouTube channel too. So,
Okay.
but I definitely agree with you. I think the fact that, to be honest, I think the fact they went this direction with this as the main event made this a subpar Dynamite and not the pay-per-view quality they were looking for.
Yeah, and they were, originally the main event for this show was the World Heavyweight Championship match with Jon Moxley defending against the new FTW World Champion Brian Cage.
And
But
what the fuck is that? Seriously. I know the FTW and whatever, but seriously, we're just gonna name a champion?
why not? That's what Taz did. That's what Taz did in ECW, 25 years ago.
Yeah, I know, but still.
He kept not getting world title shots, and so he just like, well, fuck it. I'm the best in the world, so I'm going to create my own fuck the world championship. That's what FTW stands for.
Yeah, I
So
trust me, I get it, but
apparently not, because you're bitching about it.
good
I mean,
point.
it's no different than what Taz did in ECW. So I mean, it's not a recognized championship. It's just him saying, he's the baddest man on the planet, and he may choose to defend it or not to defend it. It's no different than Ted DiBiase. It's no different than Matt Taven. You know, no different than Moose,
Well,
no different than Moose, which you've been happy about. So
different than Matt Taven, yes. Because Matt Taven was the one of the few that was like, I'm the real world champion. You need to come to me to defend it. A whole different thing. Now, DiBiase, Taz, and ECW, I get it, but
I don't think it's a whole different thing. Brian Cage was supposed to get a shot at the world title the night he didn't get it, and so Taz gave him a title.
and that is why we should not have had the promo we had last week with him saying that he was okay with it.
Yeah, well, we both thought that was a terrible promo. So,
Fair enough.
well, not a terrible promo, but a terrible idea behind the promo. Taz is never a bad promo, but
No,
uh, it was a poorly thought out idea last week.
yes.
And really, if you're that high, if you're a contender for a major world championship, having an extra week to prepare is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. So,
True.
in my humble opinion,
You would think so.
you would, and I do.
As far as tonight goes, um, honestly, I thought it was no better than a regular Dynamite.
No, and like a lot of the regular Dynamites, they opened up with the tag team titles being on the line
Yep.
between Page and Omega, who always fucking deliver, um, and therefore the show had nowhere to go but down. You know what I mean?
And it definitely went
It was
down.
such yeah. I mean, my feelings on Kenny Omega. He can basically do no wrong as far as I'm concerned over the last, at least since Dominion 2017.
16? No,
You know,
16.
was it 16?
Oh, yeah. Everything he's done since that title defense he had has been amazing. So we're going back
God,
to
you're right. It
16.
was 2016,
Yep.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And regardless, I've said it hundreds of times. If you are not a Kenny Omega fan, you don't know what wrestling is. Plain and simple. The fact that we get to see him weekly, the fact that we get to cherish everything he does, if you are not a Kenny Omega fan at this point, I don't know what to say other than
No.
stop listening.
No,
Because,
we've done our Mount Rushmore shows about the greatest wrestlers of all time, but it's really hard for me not to include Kenny Omega somewhere in that list because He has my 3 favorite straight on tag team matches of all time,
Yep.
and 4 of my 5 favorite, just wrestling singles matches of all time. So I mean, it's really hard to say Kenny Omega isn't one of the greatest performers in the history of the planet for me. So you know, and like you said, we get him every week on Dynamite. If you're not enjoying him and not cherishing him, then I don't know what to tell you. Another guy we got to see this week that is one of the best performers on the planet right now, and I was happy to see him back, although he didn't get to do as much because it was an 8-man tag. But it was great to see Ray Phoenix back in the ring tonight.
Yes, it was. Horrible match. Honestly, horrible match. But yes, great to see Ray Phoenix back. That was the end of it.
Can I just be a dick for a minute?
Go for it.
All right.
Do
So
it.
we've had Ray Phoenix. He was out for weeks because of the COVID. Then he got injured for a few weeks, so we haven't seen him, and we haven't seen Pentagon either. I really don't like wishing injuries on people, but if that's what it takes to get Ray Phoenix into a singles career, I wouldn't mind if his brother got injured for a while. I really wouldn't.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
I think Phoenix is just, and Pentagon's good too in the right setting. But I think that as far as an in-ring competitor, like on a day-to-day basis, Ray Phoenix is one of the greatest performers on the planet, and it just bugs me to no end that he's in this tag team. And I'm not saying it's not his choice to be in that tag team. I'm sure he does enjoy teaming with his older brother, all the time. I'm sure that's a great camaraderie and fun, and that's a lot of what he grew up on is the lucha libre style, which is pretty much all tags or 6-man tags and that kind of stuff. But I really feel like Ray Mysterio, I'm sorry, Ray Phoenix is just he's they're missing the boat on him not being a singles performer.
They always have been. Because he is probably the best wrestler on the planet. If they let him be the best wrestler on the planet. Lately, they haven't. And not just them, but I mean, we can go back to the MLW days when he was not allowed to be. I think the
Well,
last,
even Impact.
yeah, you're right. I think the last time we saw him in a singles match where he really was able to be himself was against, I can't think of the guy's name, Air Force?
Airwolf,
Airwolf, yeah, from
Minnesota boy.
Minnesota boy, and it was kind of his coming out, Airwolf's coming out party, and Ray Phoenix did the job for him, but that was the last time we saw Ray Phoenix be Ray Phoenix.
Hmm.
Ever since then, it's been tag team matches. It's been, I'm not going to be as good as I am. And it's sad because he is probably the best. I would give him the best right now as far as wrestler
Just
in the
just
ring.
pure just pure talent.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
not storyteller, maybe not, but as far as in-ring talent goes, yeah, absolutely. He is the
Yeah.
best.
It's hard to dispute that. I would really love to see a program between him and Will Ospreay, but it's probably never going to happen.
No, but
And if it does, it'll be when they're both,
oh,
really up there in age. So,
could you
you
imagine
know,
him and Takahashi?
yeah, but I'm more. Yeah, I mean, him and Takahashi would be great too, but I just think him and Osprey would be something really, really special.
Yeah, because Osprey can tell stories now.
Yes, but I
You
also think like it'd be like a match of like absolute Skywalkers. You
yeah,
know.
fair enough.
So,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah, but I mean you and I talked about this that if they ever were to institute a mid card title like a couple of years after the promotion started, not 6 months,
Oh, wait, no,
that
they have
that
two of them now.
that Ray Phoenix would have been the perfect guy to anchor that division until before moving up to the main division, and now it's goddamn Cody, And I'm not even going to consider the FTW title a mid card title. It's just I never considered the $1 million championship a mid card title. I never considered Taven's real world championship a mid card title because he was the real fucking world champion. But it's just kind of the same thing where I'm not going to say it's not a sanctioned championship. It's not like the one company that did do that I can think of off the top of my head is it's actually Impact, where Booker T came out with that Legends title, and it became and then it became a recognized championship, even though it was just somebody in the main event mafia introducing a championship to be a dick, and then it eventually became like what did it become after that? Something, and then the Grand Championship, and then it eventually got won by Austin Aries when he was collecting belts and just scrapped. But I can't remember what it was in between there. But I mean, that was. Can you think of any other time where like a championship that was made up was just became a recognized title?
No,
Yeah, me neither.
I really
So
can't. I mean, no.
yeah, so I mean, I just don't think expect it to happen with the FTW title either. I mean, if it does, fine, but it's kind of weird that there would be two actual world champions.
I can't give the FTW the World Championship name
No, that's what I'm saying.
ever,
It's not
even if it was recognized. Sorry.
okay. No, that's okay. I guess just for nostalgia's sake, I think it's cool that they brought it back. I don't expect it to be like a I don't expect it to ever be a recognized championship. I just kind of expect it to be like a talking point, you know.
And it might, and hopefully it will, because a recognized championship would suck. We already
Yeah,
have the TNT title that wasn't defended on TNT.
that's correct. It was not. Why? Because Cody was too busy getting his mouth hot. Dumbass.
Ugh. So, anyway,
I talk bad about Cody every single week on this show lately, and I'm sorry about that because I really do like the guy, and I'm really appreciative for what he's done, for the business, for the wrestlers in the business, for helping to even though he was kind of like the last piece, helping to create AEW and kind of running it along with Tony Khan, but I just have hated the direction of his characters so much and since they went on TV.
the fact
So
that he is unbeatable, the fact that he is winning every single feud. I love Cody. We can go back to 2014 or what, 16? Oh, Jesus. Long before that, 15, 14, when he was still with WWE, and I loved him. The fact that he has been unbeatable since AEW started is the reason why I do not like him at this point.
yeah,
If he had lost one of these feuds, even looked beatable in one of these feuds, and we're talking about MJF, we're talking about Darby Allin, we're talking about Wardlow, we're talking about Lance Archer, and even Jake Hagar. If at one time he had looked beatable, I'd have a different story on him. The problem is he has not one time looked beatable.
no, he has not. Even when he's lost, he hasn't looked beatable, except for maybe against Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
That was a pretty back and forth match. But some of that was that big screw up where he busted his head on the damn ramp too. So
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and he's got that fucking tattoo. Anyway, um,
Wait, what?
that goddamn neck tattoo.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
I want to see how many times you'll say it. The neck tattoo.
Yeah, but it really is stupid though that that he is supposed to be defending that title on a weekly basis in an open challenge, and he wasn't even on the show this week other than being in that stupid. I don't even know what the game. They showed it like 18 times. I still can't remember the name of the game show, and I really don't care.
My problem
And
was that this he came out and he said flat out, I will defend this title every time we are on TNT.
hmm
Where was he? Where
and
was
there's
he?
been and there now there's been 2 weeks where he has not since he said that.
Well, no, yeah, you're right. It has been two.
Well, the first week he said that he did not defend it, and then tonight he did not defend it. So,
It, I
but
love
actually,
Cody.
but at least they're doing an actual open challenge next week where we're not going to know who the opponent is until the night of the show.
No, we will find out probably tomorrow or Saturday.
And the other thing about and I know this is probably just nitpicking and probably just it's just the way
Of
that
course it is.
the modern wrestling world is. But I really hate that they're doing the Lucha Brothers against FTR next week for free
I hate that
with no build up.
I hate that the Lucha Brothers are still a tag team.
Well, yeah, me too. But you get my point.
Well, yeah.
When it's two of the best tag teams on the planet, and you're putting them in a match together with no build up, it's a bit annoying to me.
No, I get it.
And nothing at all tonight stemmed from what happened at the end of last week's Dynamite either.
But last week was a part one of tonight, so it wasn't supposed to.
Oh, really? So we're not supposed to
Nope.
expect a continuation between FTR and Kenny Omega,
Nope. Not at all. Didn't
even though
happen.
he was teaming with even though they were teaming with Kenny's best friends.
That was the middle of a pay-per-view. We're supposed to watch that next week.
If it was the middle of a pay per view, they wouldn't have ended one show with with a tag team title match and started the new show with a tag team title match. You don't have to defend the titles twice on one pay per view.
I can't judge that. All I can say is it was one show. Move on, dude. No,
Well,
I agree with you. 100% I agree with you. But from the AEW standpoint, that was one show. This is a new one.
I get what you're saying, and you know
It
what? I don't think
sucks. I
I don't think
agree. But
I don't think I commented on what happened at the end of last week much. So I'm just gonna say I think Kenny was completely in the wrong there. I mean, even if he wasn't gonna take a drink of the beer, he could have just handed it back to them and said, I'm sorry, I don't drink, and not poured it on all over the concrete at ring. So I mean, not only was that rude to FTR, it's also rude to the cleanup guys.
right?
So
And wait, cleanup guys.
yeah,
The fact
yeah,
that
'cause
FTR
that means
didn't come
that
out
means
with
like the
milk.
janitors and stuff had to clean up the beer after.
No, the
That's
fact that
ridiculous.
FTR didn't come out with milk, that's on them.
What are they,
It
Kurt Angle all of a sudden?
it has been years that we have known about Kenny and his milk and no alcohol. That's on FTR. They should have paid attention to being the elite. They should have paid attention to double or nothing. It's on them.
It's FTR's fault that the janitors have to clean up Kenny Omega's spilt beer.
Not my problem. It's
You know,
FTR.
you know, I've been meaning to mention this every time we do an NJPW show, and I keep forgetting. But I thought it was so hilarious that we watched that first Ring of Honor show, and one of the matches was Towel Boy against Prince Nana. And you said at the time, you're like, I don't ever need to watch a ring boy wiping the ropes. And
Right?
the next every
And then every
NJPW show
single
since then.
NJPW show.
Now we're seeing the guys wipe the ropes.
It's literally every single NGPW show. I love the app because I can skip forward, but
Yeah,
yes, I thought about that too, and I was like,
I
oh
just
my
thought that was
God,
super fucking
really?
ironic.
The first the first time we watched, it was round one. I was waiting for you to bring that up because that was the
I know.
first thing I
I just
thought
kept
of.
forgetting, but I thought of it now, so I thought, okay, I'll bring it up now. So
No, it's I felt like tonight, and I'm
It
gonna
would have been
say
great. It
that
would have been a great bit for you to bring it up.
no, because I tried to forget it
Yeah,
forever.
but you ranting on it would have been amazing. So
True. Anyway, tonight I didn't see anything more than a regular Dynamite. And if
no.
this was night two, they should have done something special. If it was a regular Dynamite, and to be honest, Fyter Fest night two or Dynamite, where the fuck was Cody? He is the TNT champion. He said he would defend on every single TNT show. Where the fuck was he?
Do you think something fell through tonight with the women's division?
Kinda, yeah.
Because they've been touting for 2 weeks that Nyla Rose is going to have a major announcement on tonight's show,
And it was terrible.
and it was a terrible announcement. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it really feels like they went to something as a backup that they other than something that they actually had planned.
And I really like how
You know,
you
because
diverted from Cody there, by the way.
well, we've already complained about it. So I mean,
I know, but
you're just
it's
rehashing old
Cody. I
stuff.
can I can complain about Cody every night, all the time. I don't care.
And I really don't like the way your voice sounds right now. I'm getting kind of worried about you tonight.
Sorry, man.
So no, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
I do.
uh, okay. And but I just felt like Nyla Rose announcing that she's going to have a manager next week was a really big letdown. Like not that I had high hopes for their announcement anyway, because I was really hoping it wasn't going to be that Tessa Blanchard had signed. But I thought there was no point in hyping that up. She could just as easily have had done the same squash match against two opponents, and then grabbed the microphone and said the same thing and dropped the mic and left, rather than announcing them hyping it up for a couple of weeks. I mean, unless it's like Moolah coming back from the grave or Sensational Sherry coming back from the grave, I don't see how it's going to matter who the hell her manager is.
Because she doesn't need one. Ever.
No, no, she does not need a manager. I agree, but I'm just saying that if they really wanted to make it a big deal, it's got to be somebody huge. And I don't know who out there is that it could be that they could get that would be a huge get to be her manager. I mean, what is it going to be? Fucking Lita? You know,
Even Lita, to be honest, at this point, would be a huge get.
it would be a huge get, I've never thought she was great on the mic or anything. So I don't know
No.
how good she'd be as a manager.
Trish would be amazing, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I get where you're coming from, and I sadly think it might be, but ultimately, Trish would be amazing in that role.
Trisha May basically just rolling around. So
Bad, bad Shane.
I'm just being honest.
Well, bad Shane.
And it's honest, Shane.
No, it's bad Shane.
So's your face.
Yeah, I know, right?
Um,
Hmm?
trying to think if anything else of note happened on this show.
On this
Oh
show,
yeah,
no.
yeah. I'm sorry, and I do want to say that I'm sorry that your favorite women's wrestler is now suspended.
I hate you.
Did your face swell up when you said that?
No,
Okay.
no, it did not.
Uh, I just wanted to harass you about her. So, all right.
I get it, but fuck you.
Wow, that's not very nice.
It's like a beer right now.
What's that?
What?
Is nice as you can be right now?
Yeah,
Wow.
because
All right.
your chips, and the fact that never mind.
My chips. I'm not eating anything.
Anyway,
Anyway, tell everybody where they can hear us at.
guys, you can hear us on YouTube. We are on it right now. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can hear us all the time. Also, go over to youtube.com/LOPCalvin and hit that one too. Like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. You can hear us on Patreon too. That's where we do all of our stuff, everything. We've got archives on there. We've got exclusive stuff on there, including our Macho Man series that we literally just did on Monday. Small donation, you can hear about the greatness of the Macho Man Randy Savage. And then, of course, Twitter. Follow us. I'm at Regi Co-op. He is at ZanmanLOP. And use the hashtag KOH and the hashtag DAD for everything.
Okay, you were right.
Hmm?
We already have an announcement as to who the the TNT title
I
challenger is next
told
week,
you.
and I think I'm probably going to fast forward through it. So so next week we'll be here to cover uh, Dynamite again with Dynamite here after dark, and in their Fight for the Fallen special, the card is the Elite versus Jurassic Express. The Elite, by the way, one of the greatest six-man tag teams of all time. Um, FTR taking on the Lucha Brothers, as we mentioned. John Moxley in the main event defending the World Championship against Brian Cage. And Cody with Arn Anderson defending the TNT Championship. Cody, of course, the bluest TNT champion of all time, defending against Sonny Kiss.
Did you say the bluest?
I did.
I I don't want to say to that. Seriously.
He's also the most bionic TNT champion of all time.
He's also the most TNT champion to show up on Arrow.
That is true.
And the
But he'll but he'll
most
but he'll
TNT
always
champion to be
but he'll
blonde.
always but he'll always be that. So
He's the blondest TNT champion.
yeah,
He's
Cody's next challenger for the TNT championship should be Stephen Amell.
he is the darkest haired TNT champion.
Are you just gonna keep going with this?
He
Because
is
that's my bit you're stealing right now.
he is the champion with the most lisp ever as a TNT champion.
Not if Sonny Kiss wins.
That's a good point.
God, that's just disgusting to me. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't have anything against Sonny Kiss in general. It's just that, what the hell has he done to earn a shot at the TNT championship?
It's an open champion. It should be defended. He should come out and declare this is an open championship bout and someone's music should hit. Who
Yep.
cares who? I don't care who. Mark Quinn, Sonny Kiss, fucking Joey Janela, uh, someone from another promotion. I don't care. But if you're going to say you are going to defend it in an open challenge, do not announce the shit a week ahead of time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And no, I just think it's gonna be a good time for me to go to a bathroom break or make dinner or something. So I have absolutely no interest whatsoever in that match.
I agree.
None.
Sorry.
Zero.
My bad.
Negative 50 interest. So
Wait,
and on
negative
Tuesday we'll be
45
talking
interest,
about
maybe
NJP,
45,
NJP,
negative
we're talking about
47,
the NJPW quarterfinals and finals
which I've
next Tuesday
watched
on Dynamite
already,
After
by
Dark.
the way.
Well, good for you. I have
Except for the
not.
finals. I have not watched the finals, but
Well, the
dude,
finals are Saturday night, so you couldn't have.
you are in for a treat. Amazing. Everything after that Takahashi Ishii match, which to me is still the best match of the tournament, everything after that has been amazing.
Really? Evil versus Yoshihashi?
hmm But not
All
for
right
what
then.
you think it was. It wasn't like, I'm not saying it was a 5-star match. I'm not saying it was a fucking 1-star match. But if you can watch it with the same wanting and greatness for the character development that I saw, yes, it was
Okay.
amazing. It was
All
amazing.
right. Fair enough. And then tomorrow night, Imps will be back with Imps LP Radio Adventure. This weekend will be WWF The Legacy Series, still in 1988, and also Imp will be doing an aftershock show for um, Dominion, and maybe even for the finals of the um, New Japan Cup. That's all we've got. We'll try to do better next time. This is Shane saying long days, pleasant nights, and Jeff saying
Goodbye.